Many thanks for joining today's edition of Aso Briefing. I am Richard Alechi Nwanyebe. Our top stories. President Tinubu appoints Olanrewaju Smart as Special Advisor on House of Representatives matters. Kwali security team rescues kidnapped victim after month-long captivity. And in business, CBN Governor, as well as World Trade Organization DG Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala set for 7th Africa Emerging Markets Forum in Abuja. You are watching Aso Briefing. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. Don't forget that this news is also streaming live on our Facebook and YouTube channels. Now let's move ahead with the rest of the bulletin. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Dr. Wasiu Olanrewaju Smart as Special Advisor on National Assembly Matters, House of Representatives, replacing Ibrahim Olanrewaju, who resigned from the position to pursue an elective office in his home state. The appointment announced on Sunday in a statement by President's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, takes immediate effect. According to the statement, Olanrewaju Smart is expected to strengthen coordination between the presidency, ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, and the House of Representatives, drawing on his extensive legislative and public policy experience. Before his elevation, Olanrewaju Smart served as Senior Special Assistant to the President on Intergovernmental Affairs, a position he assumed in October 2023. The new presidential aide has built an extensive career within the National Assembly, serving as research and media assistant to the minority and majority leaders of the House of Representatives during the 7th and 8th Assemblies. He later rose through the ranks to become Special Advisor, Deputy Chief of Staff, and eventually Chief of Staff to the Speaker of the House of Representatives in the 9th and 10th Assemblies. An accomplished scholar and public policy expert, Olanrewaju Smart holds a doctorate in educational management from Leeds City University and a master's degree in public administration from Harvard University, where he was an Edward Mersin Fellow in public policy at the Harvard Kennedy School. His public policy research portfolio includes contributions to several landmark legislations, including the Interest-Free Student Loan Act. President Tinubu said he was confident that the 40-year-old would deploy his experience, intellect, and commitment to deepen legislative coordination and strengthen relations between the presidency, MDAs, and the House of Representatives. The president wished him success in his new assignment. Now, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, says education remains central to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's vision of building a $1 trillion Nigerian economy with sustained investment in human capital, skills acquisition, and tertiary education reforms, laying the foundation for long-term national prosperity. During an interview in Abuja, the minister said the administration is deliberately repositioning Nigeria's education sector to produce a globally competitive workforce capable of meeting the country's development needs while supplying highly skilled professionals to Africa and the international labor market. According to him, the federal government is transforming Nigeria's youthful population into a demographic dividend by expanding access to quality education and equipping young people with the knowledge and skills required to thrive in an increasingly competitive global economy.
Those pharmacists and dentists, yes, there was significant shortage, but would increase and triple and quadruple enrollment. Give us a few years now from now, when the students start graduating, even shortage of doctors and dentists and pharmacists will be a thing of the past. This is what coherent leadership is about. And we thank President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his enormous support of the education sector. And this president believes education is the bedrock of our economic development. And as this president advances his $1 trillion agenda to make a Nigeria economy $1 trillion economy just in 4 years from now, education remains the central point of what will drive that.
He attributed the progress to President Tinubu's unwavering commitment to education, describing it as the bedrock of Nigeria's economic transformation and a strategic pillar of the administration's development agenda.
And the president said, even if whatever we're going to do, whatever raises we're going to give them, it has to be substantial. And that's why we got almost 40% increase. Qatar gave them 40% increase in the salary. And this president said, no. When the president was going to sign the approval, no. I'll sign this, I'll give them anything they want. Education sector must be protected because we're moving the economy from a resource-based economy to a knowledge-based economy. And you've seen the peaceful atmosphere now. And what you're seeing now, look at for the first time in the last 15 years, public universities were ranked higher in the country. And let me
On industrial harmony within Nigeria's tertiary institutions, Dr. Alausa credited President Tinubu's leadership style anchored on dialogue, trust, and mutual respect for restoring confidence between the federal government and the academic and non-academic staff unions. He stressed that under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, education will remain the foundation for sustainable economic growth, national development, and shared prosperity, while assuring Nigerians that the ministry will continue to pursue reforms that unlock the full potential of the nation's greatest assets, its people. Engineering, technical science, and entrepreneurship education has been described as the bedrock of civilization and industrialization. Stakeholders made the submission at the grand finale of the 16th edition of FCT Junior Engineering, Technical Science, and Entrepreneurship Education Competition held at Junior Secondary School, Hajj Camp, Gwagwalada, Abuja. Holina Adejo tells us more.
Atmosphere can best be described as a place full of creativity and scientific inventions and innovations, with pupils of some selected schools showcasing various breathtaking projects. The event themed popularization of science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and entrepreneurship education witnessed the 12 innovative science projects by students of some selected schools across the 6 area councils of the FCT. Executive Chairman, FCT Universal Basic Education Board, Lady Florence Dawon Wenegeme, represented by architect Mansour Suli, said the event is an annual innovative initiative aimed at developing interests of pupils in science and entrepreneurship education. He added that the essence of the program is also to promote smart learning among students and pupils of FCT basic education in line with international best standards.
You can see how the public schools are really cutting away the trophies and the medals based on their performance. I think these are performances that we need to encourage them to sustain it to the greatest heights, so that it should not be the normal business as usual. It should be something that we will all be proud of in the nearest future. Most of what we think we are importing for our own consumptions, with these children at the rate they are going, being encouraged by government and backed by the resources, I think quite a number of what we are importing will reduce significantly.
Director, FCT Department of Science, Technology, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Education, Mrs. Nwachuku Nkechinyere Angela, said that the competition aims to ignite the interests of pupils in science and entrepreneurship education.
We have also realized that advanced democracies are always running on science and technology and innovation, and more so with this issue of no jobs, especially in our nation. We also have to tackle the issue of entrepreneurship, where we are trying to catch them young and get the child developed on time, develop the interest of the child on time, so that these children will begin to learn the act of making money, even on their own, once they leave school.
Director, FCT Department of Science, Technology and Innovation, represented by the Director, Technical Acquisition and Promotion Division, Dr. Lobashola Kolawole, while commending UBEB for sustaining the program over the years, described the event as a strong commitment to promoting scientific knowledge, innovation, entrepreneurship, creative and healthy academic competition among young learners. High point of the event featured the presentation of trophy and award for excellent performance by pupils and students of deserving schools. Students also displayed interesting cultural dance steps. Olina Adojo, Aso Television News.
The security advisor to the chairman of Kwali Area Council, Mr. Yabo Maika, in collaboration with the Kwali Vigilante Group, successfully rescued a kidnapped victim, Alhaji Yusuf Musa, a Fulani resident of Gukwa, Kwali, who had been held captive by kidnappers for more than 1 month. The rescue operation followed credible intelligence received on Saturday evening Acting swiftly, the security advisor coordinated an overnight operation that led to the victim's rescue from the kidnappers' hideout in the Nise Yambabu forest. According to reports, the abductors had demanded a 5 million naira ransom from the victim's family and allegedly planned to execute him on Sunday. However, the timely intervention of the security team foiled the plot, and the victim was rescued alive before the threat could be carried out. During the operation, members of the Kwali vigilante group overpowered the kidnappers, destroyed their camps, and recovered several items, including mobile phones, power banks, cash, cutlasses, a knife, razor blades, shaving sticks, torchlights, bags, clothes, belts, food items, cooking ingredients, cigarettes, charms, and other materials believed to have been used by the criminal gang. Following the successful operation, the chairman of Kwali Area Council, Mr. Nuhu Daniel Kwali, directed the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Nigerian Police Force to take over the investigation to ensure that those responsible are apprehended and brought to justice. The rescued victim has been taken to the hospital for medical examination and treatment before being reunited with his family. Mr. Kwali also called on the leadership of the Miyetti Allah in the area to strengthen collaboration with security agencies and the vigilante group by promptly reporting suspicious individuals and activities within their communities. He stressed that security is a collective responsibility requiring the cooperation of all residents, regardless of ethnicity or background. The chairman commended the courage, professionalism, and sacrifice of the Kwali vigilante group for their swift response and successful operation. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to providing the necessary support and resources to local security outfits as part of ongoing efforts to protect lives and property across Kwali Area Council. The Nigerian Army has confirmed the arrest of a soldier, Private Muhammad Yusuf, who was recently declared wanted for his alleged involvement in the illegal supply of military accoutrements to terrorists and other criminal elements. The Army, in a statement on Sunday, said Yusuf was arrested by troops of the 17th Provost Group Operation Hardin K at Jidari bus stop, Maiduguri, while allegedly attempting to flee to the Republic of the Cameroon. The Acting Military Information Officer, Northeast Joint Task Force Operation Hardin K, Captain Muhammad Goni, said preliminary investigations revealed that the suspect absconded from his unit on July 7, 2026 and subsequently relocated to Maiduguri, where he reportedly went into hiding. According to Captain Goni, the suspect, Private Yusuf Muhammad of the Nigerian Army Ordnance Corps, was arrested at about 6:30 p.m. on July 25, 2026 by troops of the 7th Provost Group following credible human intelligence. He stated that the soldier had been declared wanted by the Nigerian Army on 23rd of July 2026 over the same allegations. The suspect was apprehended at Jidara bus stop, Maiduguri, while allegedly attempting to flee to the Republic of Cameroon. He added that preliminary investigation revealed that the suspect absconded from his unit on July 7, 2026 and subsequently relocated to Maiduguri, where he reportedly went into hiding in the Gomari Costan area of Jere local government area with assistance of an associate. The suspect, according to Captain Guni, is currently in the custody of the 7th Provost Group, where further investigation is ongoing to establish the full extent of his activities and identify other individuals who may have been involved. Now, when Aso Briefing returns, we have more stories for you. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
There are stories that make the heart race. Where love is born in the most dangerous moments.
Ali was actually Poira's Ali.
Each secret can destroy everything. Love. Passion. Power. Lies.
It's not the first time you let me down. It was my mistake for trusting an idiot like you.
The dramas that make you feel everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m, Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m, Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m, and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m, Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus.
You are watching Aso Briefing. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHA band, you can find us on channel 38. Stakeholders from Igede land have attributed the lack of meaningful development in the area over the last 25 years of democratic rule to poor representation and governance at all levels. This was contained in the communique issued at the end of the second annual public lecture of the Association of Igede Media Professionals, AIMP, held recently in Abuja. In the communique signed by the president of the AIMP, Comrade Egena Sunday Ode, the group noted that despite the huge agricultural potential and abundant human capital in Igede nation, poverty, absence of infrastructure, lack of industries, and underdevelopment have persisted. The stakeholders therefore urged the electorates to shun vote selling and vote for competence, and also charged the media to remain partners in development through accountability and development journalism. The association further resolved to work towards establishing a credible, non-partisan body to mentor future leaders and ensure that only persons with proven integrity and capacity are supported by the community. Delivering the keynote address on rethinking leadership recruitment system in Igede land 2027 in focus, NLC spokesperson Sir Benson Upa called for a more people-oriented leadership recruitment process to drive development. Chairman of the event and former chief economic advisor to the President Olusegun Obasanjo, Professor Odeojowu, called on all Igede sons and daughters to reunite and work together for the peace and development of Igede nation. According to the communique, participants expressed hope that implementing the recommendations would better position the community for greater unity, relevance, and development ahead of next year's general elections. Dignitaries at the event included the member representing Oju and Obi Federal Constituency, Honorable David Ogewu, PDP candidate for Oju Obi Federal Constituency, General Ede Ode, and then NDC candidate for Benue South Senatorial District, Dr. Isaac Eboja, SDP governorship running mate, Dr. Margaret Oga, amongst others. Former Governor of Bayelsa State and Senator representing Bayelsa West Senatorial District, Senator Henry Siriaki Dixon, will be honored with a prestigious Pillar of Nigerian Democracy Award at the Diplomatic Digest 6th Anniversary Lecture, Award and Dinner. The award is scheduled to hold at the Sheikh Mose Air Adwas in Abuja. A statement signed by the Chairman, Central Planning Committee, Owolola Adebola, and made available to newsmen, said that the award is in recognition of Senator Dixon's unwavering commitment to democratic governance, constitutionalism, the rule of law, and his persistent contributions to the growth and consolidation of democracy in Nigeria. Mr. Adebola said throughout his years in public service, Senator Dixon distinguished himself as a principled statesman, advocate of justice, and champion of good governance. The event will bring together distinguished personalities from government, the diplomatic community, academia, the media, civil society, and the private sector to daily celebrate outstanding individuals whose leadership and service have positively impacted Nigeria's democratic development. The honor, he said, further underscores Senator Dixon's enduring legacy as one of the nation's foremost defenders of democratic values. The Central Bank of Nigeria says its governor, Mr. Laimi Kadoso, and the Director General of the World Trade Organization, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, are to lead a high-level dialogue at the forthcoming 7th Africa Emerging Market on the 29th and 30th July 2026 in Abuja. The statement by the CBN disclosed that the forum, hosted by the bank in collaboration with the Emerging Markets Forum and the Center for Study of Economics of Africa, would bring together senior policymakers, central bank governors, government ministers, development partners, private sector leaders, and leading economists from Africa and beyond to explore practical policy responses to growing global economic uncertainties. With the theme, Building Resilience Amidst Geo-Economic Uncertainties, the statement acknowledged that this year's edition will feature a keynote conversation between Kadoso and Okonjo-Iweala on strategies for strengthening Africa's economic resilience, sustaining reform momentum, deepening regional integration, and unlocking long-term growth in an increasingly fragmented global economy. It added that the forum will also feature keynote addresses from the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Taiwo Oyedele, and the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Dr. Kingsley Ude. Their presentations are expected to highlight the importance of aligning fiscal, monetary, and innovation policies to accelerate Africa's economic transformation. Other notable participants include Indemet Gill, Chief Economist and Senior Vice President for Development Economics at the World Bank Group, Harinde Koli, Founding Director and Chief Executive of the Emerging Markets Forum, and Professor Adamu Ahmed, Vice Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University, who will be joined by senior government officials, academics, development partners, and business leaders from across the continent and around the world. The forum aims to promote meaningful dialogue on issues of strategic importance to emerging markets while advancing practical, evidence-based policy solutions tailored to the unique needs of African economies. According to the statement, the event underscores the shared commitment of the Central Bank of Nigeria and its partners to strengthen regional cooperation, fostering sound policy making and driving innovative solutions that support sustainable, inclusive economic growth across Africa. Now, the Executive Secretary of the National Sugar Development Council, Mr. Kama Bakrin, has emphasized the need for adequate competitiveness of the nation's manufacturing companies across markets through a deliberate reduction in cost of production, especially on power, credit, and logistics. The NSDC boss stated this in Enugu during a presentation at the technical session of the 17th National Council on Industry, Trade and Investment points resolution to reprising the country's factories that have been priced out of contention in order to withstand competition. Our business correspondent Ile Emeje tells us more.
Speaking in Enugu at the technical session of the 17th National Council on Industry, Trade and Investment on the need to compete favorably or concede, the Executive Secretary, National Sugar Development Council, NSDC, Mr. Kamar Bakrin, harps on how to revive the nation's industrial subsector and promoting industrialization.
We're not here to invent industry, we're here to revive it. And this is the time to make it happen. This is the time to make Nigerian industry actually compete. My assignment can be summarized in 3 words, which is to cut the costs, to raise the output, and to win the market. Not on new machines, not on salaries, on diesel and gas. Every factory in Nigeria is running 2 businesses, the factory and the private power station. So not only do we need new factories in Nigeria, we actually need to make the existing factories work.
While lamenting the high cost of production, the NSDC boss urged for a quick action such that the Nigerian manufacturing will be repriced.
A cost without a target is simply complaining. Oh, this is too high. This doesn't mean anything. So what matters is actually that we actually have specific targets. Number 1, let's start with energy. Reliable power that a factory can plan on. We need to target 8 to 10 cents per kilowatt hour, 24 hours a day at the cluster gate. Finance needs to be priced for industrial usage. It's different. The target should be single-digit lending at the right quantum. There is no need, if your economy needs 100 billion of investment, you are not winning if you are able to mobilize $500 million. That is the reality. So it has to be at the right quantum. We've had the Tax Reform Act, which is in force. Some of the features is a 5% tax credit on factory investment, full recovery of VAT input, and also a full deduction of research spending. And of course, we know that the national single window was recently launched by Mr. President as well. And I've spoken about recapitalization of the Bank of Industry and hopefully the other development finance institutions. So for once, the plans are in place.
On industry, trade and investment, convening the federal and state government's annual summit. Ile Emeje, Aso Television News.
FCT Province 10 has emerged champions of the 2026 Redeemed Christian Church of God RCCG Region 46 Sports Festival after defeating FCT Province 3 by 2-0 in a football final. The exciting finale held at the Guards Brigade football pitch in Asokoro, Abuja attracted worshippers, athletes and the church leaders in a celebration of sportsmanship and Christian fellowship. Daniel Obi tells us more.
The grand finale featured beautiful march past displays alongside thrilling sprint and relay events, creating an atmosphere of excitement and healthy competition. Speaking at the event, the regional pastor of RCCG Region 46, Pastor Ola Adejube, expressed disappointment over the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the FIFA World Cup. He, however, commended participants for their discipline and sportsmanship, urging Christians to embrace sports as a means of promoting physical well-being, spiritual growth, and unity.
The church is committed to using sports as an avenue for soul winning. You can see with the presenting of the magazine, you know the benefit of the written words. The sports message, we go further, and the gospel will also go with it.
Head of the Regional Sports Directorate, Pastor Oyedele Adeleke, and other church leaders explained that the annual sports festival is aimed at promoting physical fitness, strengthening fellowship, and reinforcing godly values among provinces in the region.
The first thing we need to know is that sport is universal. And that's one thing that sport does is to unify. And why the body of Christ needs it is because unity is one of the things that can make us to expand the kingdom of God. So if we are going to expand to the unreached, we should carry sport along.
This is just the third edition, and I know that with time it will continue to improve. So far, we're
Award received by his widow, Mrs. Miriam Abiodun Lagbaja, following a minute's silence in his honor. FCT Province 10 was later presented with the championship trophy after a dominant 2-0 victory over FCT Province 3. Daniel Obi, Aso Television News.
And that story on sports brings us to the end of Aso Briefing for today. Many thanks for watching. I am Richard Alechino Anyebe.